In this video, you will learn about the Supply Chain Operations Reference Model, also known as SCOR. The SCOR model was developed in 1996 by the Supply Chain Council and has gone through 14 revisions, with the most recent update occurring in 2022. This model is a comprehensive standardized supply chain model that can be used by any business in any industry. It uses standardized definitions and metrics to focus on process improvement, measurement of metrics or KPIs, key performance indicators, and benchmarking, which is comparing yourself against other businesses. With its current update in 2022, the SCOR model is a fully digital open access tool that is free for use and is found on the ASCM, Association for Supply Chain Management's website. This graphic of the SCOR model demonstrates that the supply chain is connected and interwoven at all areas. As you can see, the SCOR model encompasses all activities in a supply chain for customers, suppliers, and the organization. The model is adaptive to work with any industry. The components of the supply chain model are process, performance, people, and practices. So the processes are the standard description of the process is within a supply chain and the relationships of those processes to each other. The performance section is focused on metrics and measurement. The people section is focused on how companies measure their human resources and the people that work for them. And the practices section is industry practices that are considered best practices across all supply chain management to help you have a best practice performance to strive to as part of your supply chain. The processes that the SCOR model focuses on are orchestrate, plan, order, source, transform, fulfill, and return. Noticing that some of these are part of synchronizing your supply chain, meeting customer demand, supplying your supply chain, and then regenerating your supply chain. Orchestrate is the activities associated with the integration, synchronization, and enablement of supply chain strategies. This moves into our planning activities. So plan describes the activities associated with developing plans to operate our supply chain. The order process describes the activities associated with the customer purchase of products and services, including where they are, how they're paying, the pricing, and how their order will be fulfilled, either in person or through delivery. The fulfillment process then describes the activities associated with fulfilling those customer orders. And returning is the process describing the activities associated with the reverse flow of goods, services, and any service components where a customer might return the order that we had fulfilled. Then on the supply side of the processes, we have source, which is sourcing, procuring, ordering, suppliers, working with suppliers, choosing suppliers. And then transform. The transform process is manufacturing, so production, assembly, and the creation of services for our customers. The performance section contains metrics. There are over 215 metrics or key performance indicators in the SCOR model. Companies can customize the KPIs that are relevant to their business. We know that identifying and using relevant KPIs helps a business's track, monitor, and ultimately improve their supply chain's performance. Metrics in the SCOR model are split into 3 categories: resilience, economic, and sustainability. The resilience metrics are separated into 3 components: reliability, responsiveness, and agility. What resilience is measuring is how does our supply chain currently perform, how resilient and reliable, responsive are we, and how are we able to adapt to risk? So how agile is our supply chain? Examples of reliability metrics are: how many perfect orders do we have? What are our on-time deliveries? Responsiveness metrics look at time. What is our order cycle time, which is how long does it take us to get an order from the time the order is placed until it is placed in the customer's hands? What is our source cycle time? So how long does it take us to get materials from suppliers? And then agility. What is our level of supply chain risk? What is the likelihood of each risk happening? And then what is the value of our supply chain at risk if one of those events were to happen? So how can we be agile when we need to make some changes in our supply chain? Economic performance metrics are involved with how much does our supply chain cost? What is the carrying cost of inventory? What is our total cost of the goods sold? Profit. How much do we make before earning interest and taxes, which is called EBIT in the accounting world? This is a measure of what is left after cost of goods sold and all of our operating expenses. And then EBIT as a percent of total revenue, which measures how much of our total revenue goes to pay costs and how much do we have left over. And then our assets. So how do we use our inventory? What is our inventory turnover rate? How long does inventory sit on our shelves before it is sold? Our cash conversion cycle, and our capacity utilization. How well do we utilize the people that are working for us? If you remember from your textbook, the average capacity utilization that companies aim for is an 80% capacity. The last section of the performance metrics is sustainability. Sustainability is separated into 2 components: environmental sustainability and social responsibility and sustainability. So the environmental focuses on what are our emissions? How do we use renewable and non-renewable resources? And how much waste do we produce? Social metrics focus on our employees. How much training do we offer employees? What do we pay employees? What benefits do we offer? Do we offer daycare, insurance, retirement offerings? Diversity and inclusion. How diverse is our workforce in gender, race, ethnicity? What is our employee turnover? How often do employees leave? And other metrics such as work-related injuries and how long it has been since we've had a work-related injury. The people section focuses on skills, experiences, and training. So what are the skills necessary for people to work in our supply chain? What experiences do they have, and then what training do they have? Training includes supply chain certifications, OSHA certifications, hazardous material trainings. SCOR has 5 competency levels within their people section. Novice, which is an untrained beginner with no experience, a beginner who can perform work but needs some supervision. Competent is an employee who understands the work and can determine their own priorities, meet their own goals. And then up to expert, which can apply their experience to multiple situations and can help to synthesize our supply chain or orchestrate. That is the SCOR model, and as I said, the SCOR model can be used in any industry by any business to measure performance. As Chapter 9 was about metrics, the SCOR model is a fantastic, free, open access tool authorized by the Supply Chain Council and supported by the Association of Supply Chain Management that industries can utilize to measure their performance.